A front-end engineer at GitLab. Today I wanted to walk through a tutorial for how to make your very first contribution to GitLab. So today we'll be doing a very simple issue, and we'll be following along a tutorial that you can also follow along with. And the goal for today is to explain a bit about how the GitLab development environment works, how to make a merge request. And we'll be using Gitpod for this. And so there's a couple of options for if you want to use the GDK, the GitLab development kit, on your own machine, or if your machine isn't fast enough to run that, you can run it on Gitpod, where it runs in one of their servers. So we'll jump right in, get started. So share my screen. Okay, so this is the tutorial that we're going to be following along today. I'll post it along to the, I'll post it later. I'll post the links in the description. But this is the brand new how to contribute to GitLab tutorial. It's ideal for your very first merge request. So I haven't read all of this so that I can go through it with you and we can step through it together. So, oh, sorry, this is the tutorial we're going to do. This is a general page on how to contribute to GitLab. Cool. All right, so first things first, we need an issue to work on. We don't need an issue. If you find a problem in GitLab and you want to fix it, you can create an issue. But I'm going to work on this issue. So this is one I made. So this is my professional work account. I'm going to use my personal account today so that you can see how it works as a contributor, as a community contributor. So today I'll be doing, well, I won't do anything that you can't also do yourself. So this issue came out of on GitLab. We have a bunch of places where we say learn more, like this. Problem is we hyperlink the whole thing, learn more, full stop, and we don't want to hyperlink the full stop. So there's some places in the code where we're going to update this so the full stop is not hyperlinked. It's a very simple issue, and it's on purpose. There's a few of them. So the idea is, if you've never done an issue on GitLab, you can also do one of these issues. So then you can pay more attention, or you can get used to how it works contributing to GitLab rather than the code itself. Okay, so I created an issue just for this single line, which has the hyperlink and the link to see more. So what I did first I commented on it. It's confusing because obviously they're both me, but James Rushford is my personal account. I added myself. You can also add the contributor success team. You can also add me if you want, exactly like I did here. And I asked to be assigned to this issue so that nobody else works on it. So now you can see nobody else is going to work on it. It's all mine. All right. So prerequisites. Make sure the Git is installed. Git is installed on my machine. Also, we're going to use Gitpod today, so you don't even need Git installed on your machine. Also, we're not going to use the source code editor, but we're going to use the Visual Studio Code one that's built into Gitpod. Okay, so on GitLab.com, we created an account. So I've created an account that's a public account, same as yours. Go to community members, community/community members group, and request access. Did this already because this takes a little bit of time, because you need to request access on this button that says leave group. And then you need to wait for one of our core community members to allow you access. So I've already done this, so you don't have to wait. Okay, and then what we're going to do is configure GDK, the GitLab Development Kit. Okay, so the GDK is, you can read it, but it's a local version of GitLab so that you can run GitLab on your own machine. The benefit here is you can make a change, see it instantly. So this is how to install. So if you want to run it on your own machine, this is what you do. You do it on your own machine. You see here, we're expecting 2 hours to install the GDK. It's a big boy, takes a while. It's not fast, but we're going to use Gitpod, which is a lot faster. So if you have like a fast computer, you can please, by all means, install the GDK. If you don't, that's fine. You can use Gitpod, runs in your browser, and requires a lot less computer power. Okay, cool. So we're going to skip this, how to install GDK. But we're going to skip it. So if you already have an existing GDK, what to do? So this is how to move on to the community fork, rather than on the main fork. So this is a good point. What is the community fork? What's the main fork? And what's the alternative? So let's have a look at this. So this is a GitLab group, and our group is members. The community. And what we've done is we've forked GitLab. So this is a straight copy of the main repo. So here is the main repo, gitlab.org/GitLab. This is all of GitLab. And so the problem is if you were to make a branch on here, so if we were to have a look at this repo and try to make a branch, I'm not able to make a branch on my personal account because I don't have access to it. I'm not a developer on this repository. I'm not a member at all on this repository. It's just public. So the way you would traditionally do this is you would clone the repo onto your own computer. So then you have a copy of GitLab. This works. That's fine. So then what happens is you then create a branch on your own clone of GitLab, and then we merge your branch into the main version of GitLab. Cool. The reason why we're not doing it this way is because if I do this now, I create a copy of GitLab, and when I run the tests, which we need to run the tests in order to merge our code to make sure that we haven't broken anything and we don't break GitLab.com, all our tests need to be run. Now, those tests, they run on a server. You pay for the minutes that those tests run. So if you do this, you are likely to run out of minutes because you only have a limited amount of minutes. Whereas if you use our community fork, you use the community fork's minutes, which has pretty much unlimited minutes. So super useful. Okay, so that's why we joined the community. All right. Now next step is change the code. So we set up GDK. Now we're going to change the code. So we'll have a look here. We're going to read through this together. As I said, I didn't plan this out so that we can go through this together. So in this example, what the writer is doing is changing some text on the avatar preferences. Okay, so this is what they're actually going to do. So what they're going to do is search the directory for the string. So already we're ready to change the code. What we want to do before this is create our branch and set up our developer environment, which we're doing in Gitpod. Okay, so how do we do this? Here is our GitLab community fork. So again, if you join the GitLab community members group. Now I'm a developer, or yeah, I'm a developer, I think, on this project. So I'm allowed to make branches. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the web IDE, and we're going to use Gitpod, right? So Gitpod is a web IDE that also runs the GitLab development kit so that we can make changes and see them instantly. Okay, so to do this, we're going to log in first. This is going to take a little while, so yeah, strap in. Okay, cool. So context URL, like what is it that we're creating a workspace on, is the master branch. The editor, we're going to use VS Code. The class, I guess we can use more. Maybe it'll go faster. I don't know if everybody can do that. I'm on the community account, so I guess so. So this means we use we use more RAM on the Gitpod server, so it should run faster. Okay, so what it's doing now is it on the Gitpod server, it is creating so it's cloning the repo, and then when it clones the repo, it's going to install the GDK. But all of this is going to happen automatically and really quite fast. So, well, I say fast. It's going to take 5 minutes or so. So while that's running, we can read through the rest of our tutorial and make a plan. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go through this once Gitpod starts because it'll make more sense. And just see if there's anything else we can update. Yeah, so this is going to be important for later because when we update some content, some text, we're going to need to run an update on the translation files. So update the documentation. So when you update something on gitlab.com, it's possible. You might also need to update the documentation. So if you're adding a feature, you're updating a feature, you need to give some information on how this works. This isn't strict. So if you, what we can do is we can look at the documentation. So you can look at the GitLab handbook. So I'll do that now. Okay. So if we look at the handbook, and what we're going to do is not just look at the handbook, but we're going to look at updating documentation. So here we're going to get really good, not this, here. So this is why documentation is important at GitLab. What does it do? So whenever you have a question about GitLab, you can usually do this. Just about our entire employee handbook is open to the public for this reason, so you can also use it. So contributing to the documentation is what we want. So anybody can contribute to our documentation, and here is the process of how to do so. So in here somewhere, I can't remember where, there's something important that says every feature on GitLab should have documentation, but it's okay that we release a feature and then we add the documentation later. But if this is something you're worried about, you can reach out to our GitLab coaches. So GitLab merge review coaches, which is a group of GitLab engineers. Yep. Why does this look funny? Oh, our handbook has been updated. Sorry. So merge review request coach. This is special group of engineers at GitLab who put their hand up and said, "I'm happy and would like to help community members to contribute to GitLab." So um, I'm part of this team. So what it means is you can at coaches. Let's have a look. This is outdated. This needs to be fixed. If you want a simple thing to fix, you can remove this because we don't use Git contributors room anymore. We just use community Discord. Um, so that would be an easy fix, easy update if you want to contribute yourself. In that case, you don't need an issue. You can just edit it. Actually, it's really simple. We can do that while we wait. So while we're still running GDK, so all right, cool. I don't have write access, of course, because I'm on my personal account. You also don't have write access. Perfectly fine. What you need to do is fork the project or open the open the community fork, which is what we're actually going to do here. So we can have a look at the code. Now, this is an interesting one. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit just in the IDE. No. What's the difference between like the web IDE and Gitpod is Gitpod also spins up the GitLab development kit. So we can run GitLab and see our changes in real time. Where you would use the IDE is if you just want to change the code and you don't need to check it. So a good example of this is this exact piece, because all we're going to do is remove this line 23. We don't need to check this. It doesn't need to run any tests. We don't need to validate the changes because we're just changing Markdown. It's super easy. So while we wait, oh, good, it started. Great. Let's have a look. Yeah, we accept this. Do we want to open in VS Code Desktop? No. Maybe you do. I'm not going to at the moment. It does work. It is useful. But yeah, I'm going to keep it in the browser. So what's happened is our container has started, and what it's doing now is installing the GDK. This is still going to take a while, so just wait. And while we wait, we'll see if we can update this. So what we want to do is we want to update this page, which has this address on gitlab.com. So what we can do is we can have a look at the community fork. Let's go back to community fork. Okay, where we do have access. So what we'd like to do is open this in a web IDE. So now we do have write access because we're on the community fork. We can create a branch, right? Okay, so what I want to do is open this file. So we can treat this exactly like VS Code. It's practically VS Code. So we're going to copy the relative path. We're going to open that file. It's not part of the same group. It's not the same project. Okay, that's cool. So this project is the handbook. So you can see here, gitlab.com/content/handbook. So what we want to do is instead of opening gitlab.com community fork, we want to do GitLab lab handbook community fork. So this way, okay, fine. The way we're going to find it is we're going to look at the GitLab community group. We're going to look through for the handbook. Okay, there's no community fork for the handbook. That's fine. So what we're going to do is we'll ask on Discord, and somebody will nicely make one for us, I'm sure. This is a little bit different. if you're confused as to why I'm confused, is because we recently split. We just changed where we have our handbook. Um, that's why it looks different, and I'm not entirely sure how it works just yet. So this says GitLab/com. So I'm just going to check because maybe this one has that. So we can still, I think, no, we can still use the terminal in this page. No, I don't. Yeah, this. Let's search for this file. Okay, so this handbook page has merge request coach lifecycle. Let's have a look. So what is this? This is how to become a merge request coach. But we're looking for this specific page. So we're just going to search the text. Well, that's a fun thing to do while we wait. No. Okay, cool. It's because we're moving handbook. It's fine. I'll sort it out later. But yeah, we'll sort it out later. Another way we could do this is we can look at the page source, and then we can see where is this. It says gitlab.com. Oh, and then the handbook repository. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's the repository. This is the repository that we need to create a new community fork on. But this is new. We only created it recently, and we're just moving a handbook onto this repo instead. Cool. All right. So let's get started on our code while we wait for the GTK to start. So we can already look at our code, but what we can't do is have a look at the GTK running in real time. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our issue. Now, we're going to open this file, which is where our broken formatting for Learn More is. So you can, you can again treat this exactly like VS Code. Command P, Control P to open a file. Right? We can also change this to dark mode because we're not monsters. Cool. All right, way better. Now we can read it. Okay, and then the thing that we're going to fix is Learn More. So you can see here is our text. So the way we did that is, luckily, this file has... this isn't right. Hang on. Let's clean this up. Okay, this is the issue we're working on. And now, luckily, in this case, our issue says we're going to change this specific piece of text. Now, if we didn't know that, how would we work it out? So this is where I started. So this is the first one. So we have, so Raymond has run some code that says, look in all of our translations, which is the GitLab.pot, and look for the words learn more and find all of the instances of it. So it's found this instance, and what I did before when I created the issue is I tried to find, where is this line of code? What's it coming from? So I'm going to show you how I did that. So I'm going to do a global search of this text. And you can see, so GitLab.pot. So what this is our translation. So our code will generally do it in English, and then we'll have the translations available for each language that we support. So you can see these are all created automatically. So like, for example, this is SL Slovenian, I guess. So we don't have the Slovenian translation, so we're doing it in English. But maybe if we look for a more used language, French, maybe. Oh, this is. Hang on. Let's look at German. No German. So you can see here, but like there's some German translations, but for learn more, there's no translation for learn more. So if you want to add that, you can also contribute to our translation. So here it is. Here is the link start. Here is the link end, and there's the full stop on the end. Okay, interesting, because that's not what I expected. I expected the full stop to be within the learn more. So maybe it's possible that somebody else has already made this change. So again, we can use this the way we use VS Code, where what I want to do is work out who did this change and when. Now, the way I would usually do this is with what is it called? Like Git history, Git blame. It's only got 18K views and it downloads. I don't think that's the right one. So there's a Git extension that will tell us who updated this when. None of these are very popular. But I think it's Git blame. Let's try. I can also just load my instance of VS Code and see which one it is I do use. It's super useful. You can see here, like this is what I want. Right? So you can see who changed this and why. Git lens, that's what I use. One word. Cool. Yeah, so again, you can make Gitpod work the way you want it to run and install the extensions that you like to use. So now we can see this was updated 5 months ago, and we can have a look at the MR by usually there's a link. So we're gonna choose which remote to open on. Okay, so this is the origin. This is the one we're creating a branch on. This is the upstream of that. So it's directly connect to that. So we're going to connect to the upstream. Let's have a look. So now we're going to have a look at, this is the merge request that changed that line of code. Link end. Yeah, strange. I would have thought this is what we need to do. Move the full stop outside the link. So, okay, so now Gitpod is now running. So now we can treat this the same way as you would the GDK on your own machine. So we can do GDK start, which will start our GDK, and it'll give us an address to open our GDK when it's ready. Okay, great. So we can open this link. So if you're on your own machine, this works, running on your own computer. But for us, it's running on Gitpod. Make sure this port is exposed, and then try again. So we can have a look at our ports. We're looking at 3000, not served. Let's have a look here. We don't want to make it public. We want to open it in browser. You can make it public, and then anybody can see it. Let's try. Now you can see it if you're watching live. But you can see the same thing. What port are we running on? Okay, let's read this and see maybe something's wrong. And this is a strange error that I wouldn't have expected. So if you have any problems like this, asking on the Discord is the best place to do that. I'm not going to ask right now because then we're just going to do a troubleshooting video, and that's not what we want to do. So instead, I'm just going to see if we're running. So GDK status to see is GDK running. Also, you can just Google GDK, what's it, like troubleshooting to find that. Okay, so this one is down. So when something is down, you should be able to do GDK stop, GDK start, but we're going to do GDK kill. We're going to kill everything. And we're going to hope this works. And so we'll kill everything, and then we'll start it again. This sometimes happens when if you haven't updated master in a while, and some of the like dependencies have updated. This you'd need to do this GDK kill, GDK start. We can also do GDK update, which pulls all of the latest stuff and installs it again. Okay, something's wrong. So we're going to do GDK doctor. And on Git pod, you shouldn't normally have to do this, but it's useful debugging. So I'll show you. So GDK doctor should tell you like what is wrong. I suspect what is wrong is this error here where newest version of Golang is not installed. Oh, I tried to copy it, but getting this error, which you can't see because it's in the bottom corner, but it says some key bindings don't go in the terminal by default. Anyway, we might just need to copy it. Oops. It doesn't work. Okay, no worries. GDK might need your attention. Let's make this bigger. There's an update available. Cool. So let's run what it said to run, which is, I wish I could copy this. Otherwise, ASDF install Golang 1.19.9. No, can't. I already forgot it. Wow, we've got all these errors. Okay, we're going to run GDK update. We'll see what happens. This is going to take a while. So, yeah, just have a wait. Okay. I've forgotten what we're doing. All right, so what I'd like to do is verify, is this still the case or not? Because I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to find where in GitLab this is rendered. So we're in JavaScript members constants. So we're going to have a look at this page and try to work out where is this code actually being rendered. Oh, it's too big. All right, so let's have a look at it. I don't know what this is. Let's look at the output of what's being rendered. Okay, it's just constants, right? So where is this being used? We can work that out. So learn more. So this is the constant that's being exported. So we can do a global search for this and see where is this being imported to. So we've got two places. Guest overage. I don't know what that means. Confirm action. I don't know what this page is. Let's try to work it out. I guess the second one is just the test. So underscore spec means it's the test. Yep. So it's only being used in one place. So the specific text that we want is this link text. So let's try to work out where is it being used. Okay. So get confirm content. So what it says Oh, here's our problem, right? So the link start. No. Okay, so what's happening here? Sprint F. So if you don't know how this works, that's fine. GitLab, Sprint F, translations. This is part of our translation internationalization. That's what it's called. So if you want to know how this works, this is where you look. View files. What does Sprint F do? So you can read this, but I'll tell you the short version. I'm pretty sure it's string print f. I think function. That's what it means. So what it's saying is like there's a message, and we're giving like a link start and a link end, and then we're going to give the link start and the link end in the function. So like here, this is saying hello username, and then the function is getting the username and adding it to the translation. So now from that information, we can tell that, where is our code? Yep, here it is. So link start, we're replacing with an anchor tag, an opening anchor tag. Link end, we're closing with an anchor tag. So we should expect our link text, which let's, so this becomes an opening anchor tag, this becomes a closing anchor tag. Here is our full stop. So we should expect that that full stop is not hyperlinked. Okay, but we still want to see it in real life, right? We want to know where is this being used. So I've lost it again. Yeah, okay, the link. So now what's happening is get confirmed text is going to show us some info text, an info warning, and a link. The info text is overage model info text, giving it the subscription seats. Okay, so what I expect this to be is some text which has you can see it here. So D, like a percentage D is a number. N underscore. So let's have a look at this. Right? So this is another type of translation function, which you can find here, how it works. N underscore. You can see here. It's for adding a number in. Oh, I think I got a notification. Let's just see if somebody's joined us. Hey. Oh no, I'm not sharing my screen. Wow.
I'm getting feedback, but I
Hey,
think
man.
you saw my message.
That's fun. What a waste of 40 minutes. Fuck.